Harold Whitman had always been a quiet man, a retired railway engineer, a man who never raised his voice even when the world gave him reasons to scream. At 74, he didn't expect much from life anymore. Just peace, some quiet walks, and perhaps a few smiles from his grandchildren. He wasn't looking for acknowledgement. That's why when he overheard his son's wife Amanda talking about their dream vacation to Italy, the one they couldn't afford, he did what any loving father would do. He dipped into the savings his late wife had left behind and paid for it all. Flights, hotel, tours, even pocket money. It wasn't just generosity. It was his way of saying, I still matter. He handed them the printed tickets one sunny Sunday morning, wrapped neatly in an envelope with her usual plastic smile. Oh wow. Thank you so much, Harold. This means the world. Harold chuckled. Just be sure you don't forget me when you're in Venice. I've always wanted to see that city. It's a dream of mine. Wait, you mean you thought you were coming too? Silence. Harold's heart stopped. Well, yes. I booked the tickets for all of us. I thought this could be a family trip. Me, you, Brian, the kids. Oh. Amanda looked away, then laughed a little too loudly. There must be some confusion. I mean, we thought it was just the four of us, a family trip with the kids, a young family trip. Brian, Harold's own son, stood behind her, saying nothing, not a word, just an awkward glance toward the floor, betraying his silent agreement. Then she took the envelope from his hands, just like that. Not another word was spoken, a few awkward hugs from the grandkids, a pat on the shoulder from Brian, and then they were gone. Off to pack, to plan, to dream without him. Harold sat in the living room for a long time that day, staring at the empty space on the shelf where the travel books had been. The house was quiet again, but this time it didn't feel peaceful. It felt like erasure, like he had been edited out of his own family. But Harold Whitman wasn't just a quiet old man. He was also a man who had built railroads, navigated the toughest terrain, and faced storms that would scare lesser men. He wasn't about to be discarded like a coat at the back of a closet. So he made a call. Two, actually, one to his old friend who worked at the travel agency, another to his lawyer. 3 weeks later, Amanda uploaded the first photo from the trip. Her and Brian standing on a gondola, both holding glasses of wine, the kids throwing bread to pigeons in the background. The caption read, "Family memories once in a lifetime." Thank you, Dad. Harold chuckled when he saw it, because he was nowhere in that photo. But he was in Italy, 2 towns over. In fact, at a 5-star hotel Amanda and Brian couldn't afford because Harold had canceled the upgrade he originally booked for them and used the difference to treat himself. He was sipping espresso on a balcony, watching the sunrise over Florence. He sent a postcard to Amanda's hotel. It read, "You're welcome. Hope you enjoy the trip. I am Grandpa." But that wasn't the revenge. No, the real sting came when they returned. A week after they were back, Harold invited the whole family over for dinner. Amanda, still riding the high of her vacation, accepted. The table was set immaculately, Italian music playing softly in the background, a pasta dish so rich it silenced the entire room. Harold waited until dessert before delivering the surprise. "I wanted to tell you something," he said, pouring the last of the wine. "While you were gone, I had a few documents drawn up." Amanda looked up, wiping her mouth. "Oh, what kind?" "My will." The room fell quiet. Harold continued, calm and clear. "I decided it's time I put everything in writing. The house, my savings, the cabin up north, the railway shares Margaret left behind. It's quite a bit, really." Brian blinked. "Dad, you're in great shape. You don't need to." No, Harold interrupted. "It's better to be prepared. And I've decided something important. I want my legacy to go to people who truly value me, who treat me with kindness, not convenience." Amanda shifted in her seat. "That's why," Harold went on, "I've named the primary beneficiaries. And no, Brian, it's not you or your wife." Brian's jaw dropped. "Dad, what are you saying?" "I'm saying I've updated everything. My goddaughter's family, who visit me every Sunday, get the house. The savings go to a foundation for elderly care. The cabin to the neighbors who help me shovel snow every winter. The shares, well, I'm still deciding. But we're family." Amanda gasped. "We're your blood." Harold smiled softly. "You're right. But family doesn't treat you like a burden and steal vacations you paid for. Blood isn't enough. Respect is. He stood, gently placing a folded copy of the will on the table. You had your trip. I hope it was worth it. That night, Harold sat by the fireplace, a soft blanket across his lap, sipping chamomile tea. He wasn't angry anymore. He was at peace. For the first time in years, he had finally stood up, not with shouting, but with quiet power. He had reminded them all, even the quietest man can roar when the time is right.